Ayo, what is going on? It's your boy X coming at y'all with a brand new video, and as you guys can see, we are here with the 2K21 demo, getting some big green lights. And sorry that I've been gone the last few days. I think the last time that I uploaded, actually on YouTube was quite a bit ago. I think it was the 12th of August. So if you guys, were upset that I was gone for a while, I apologize, but we're back. We're here with a demo. Probably gonna be pumping a lot of build videos and things like that. So if you guys are excited, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Comment down below what kind of builds you guys want to see and that sort of stuff, and I can get those out for you. Just kind of buying our time before 2K21 fully comes out and we get the wonderful experience of a new 2K game. But what we're talking about here in this video is going to be the new shooting system, how it works, explaining the shot meter itself, how you guys can go ahead to get some greens, and then helping you guys actually, go ahead and get more greens yourself with this new shot meter system. So you're not getting a bunch of wide lefts, wide rights, and you can actually get there and time some beautifully on the center like that. I'm not the best at it, but I can tell you guys how I've gone about getting better with it in the last few minutes. So here we go. So when it comes to the jump shot in 2K21 is obviously we have no quick draw, so that's gonna be something that's gonna be a little bit different. So every single card is going to have, or every single player is going to have a pretty decent release, no matter who it is, and it's gonna be prety quick. You guys can see right here, if I go ahead and use square to shoot my jump shots, it works exactly the same as everything else. As every other 2K that we've ever had, you hold square or something of the like where you can shoot and you can time your jump shot. If you guys remember back to 2K17, you used to be able to hold down your right stick and time down your jump shots. I think that's when it first, kind of came to fruition. It's been something that we'd be able to do for forever. And you can just time your jump shot exactly like you would every other time. Some people might be a little bit confused, but I'll show a picture of a little bit of a demonstration of the actual shot meter and how it works. So the shot meter works the exact same as other ones do. It reminds me of a 2K16 jump shot meter. So if you guys can remember back to if you played that, that's what it reminds me of. That little break in between the yellow that you guys see, that's where you want to release that little pinpoint marker. That yellow marker that moves, that's your current pace on the release, and you want to have that perfectly stop in that little section between those yellow markers. Now, it's a pretty small section, I will say, and it's a very small bar, so it's, I think, pretty difficult sometimes to see it. My one recommendation would be 2K, please make it just a little bit bigger, or give us an option to put it, by our arms a little bit, maybe by our feet, just so it's a little bit bigger, we can see it, because honestly, it's not great. But anyway, that's kind of how the jump shot meter works. If you get it into those yellow sections, you're going to have a slightly early or slightly late if it's before or after. And if you don't have it in those sections, you're going to get a very early or very late, like every single other jump shot has worked. Now, when it comes to the other way to shoot jump shots, that is with putting your stick down. You can see the centers, we're slowly getting better with it. So that is pulling your jump shot, or right stick, straight down. Now, if you were to come into the freestyle and press your stick all the way to the right, you guys see we're not taking a jump shot like we used to in other years. You guys used to actually be able to take jump shots no matter where your stick was pointed. You press it to the left, you're not taking a jump shot. You press it forward, you're not taking a jump shot, just dribbles. So the only way that you can shoot with your right stick is pressing it down now in this year's 2K. So I want you guys to actually go into the freestyle. If you guys don't know how this new jump shot meter works, I'm gonna try to dumb it down for you and explain it to you because I had to get it dumbed down for me. So this is how it works. Press your right stick down and move it left and right. And now you can kind of see how it works. You are in control of where the, bar finishes based off where you leave your right stick when you're shooting. So if I were to press square, that little yellow mark moves up as I hold square based on the time that I've held it. When you're pushing down your right stick, it's all about where you're releasing it. You're in control of where that little yellow mark is based off where you're moving your right stick. If you guys put it directly down, you guys get a green, or one of the full white greens that we wonderfully get in this game, or you can start off a little off and then move that to it to get a green. My recommendation would be to try to catch the ball like this and try to figure out where the actual mark for the perfect center green is. when you get that center green, look at how you're holding the right stick down after a few catches and shoots, and you can kind of see where that perfect green is. What I like to do is, catch a shoot like this, and I can see now where my 100% green is. For me, I have a scuff controller. There's a little ring on the outside of my scuff controller, and if I can line up the line on my controller or my thumbstick with one of those scuff letters, then I know that it's going to be a green. So a little bit of helpful. But another way that you can go ahead and get some better greens is start getting used to moving it over. Start a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right of where you know it's going to be green, and then you can move it towards the center. Because if you guys didn't know, the jump shot takes the same amount of time. Even if I were to press it down right here, Kawhi still releases the ball in the same amount of time as it would be if I, held square. So there's no point in trying to get it perfect every single time right off rip, unless you're just an absolute psychopath and you can do it every single time crazy. So my recommendation would be start it, somewhere near that middle line, get used to that, and then slight movements over on each side, looking at your bar to try to get that perfectly timed green. It's not going to be something that I think a lot of you guys are going to be able to get down soon. I've been working at this for the last hour or so, and it's still pretty difficult for me, still pretty new to me. There's gonna be some people who can get it down like crazy and get that, center release every single time. And if you're one of those people, big ups to you. It's pretty difficult. Off dribble, it seems to be a little bit easier. Like, look at this. Off dribble, we're getting greens like crazy. But catch and shoot, for some reason, it feels a little bit more difficult. And that could just be, Kawhi, but who knows. But that's one thing that I would recommend. If you guys want to get better at, using this jump shot stick, right stick, pushing it down, my recommendation would be hop into the 2KU with this Kawhi Leonard and kind of get used to it that way. Try to work out some things. Or head into the quick games that you guys can do. Use some of the all-time teams with some of the really good shooters and see if you can get that down. In the beginning of the year, we're probably going to have a lot of shooters like Kawhi that aren't the greatest, so it might be a little hard to use this. But once we get later in the year and we get some real good shooters, I think this right stick is going to be super, super overpowered for some of those cards. So could be something really, really fun. Now, if you guys were wondering, this right stick does work in the post. It works the exact same way. You guys can see we get a green right there, and it could be a way to get some better animations or easier greens there as well. And I will say, when it comes to the post, I actually kind of prefer to use this sort of shooting, I guess, or this kind of right stick timing, because when I actually go ahead and time my jump shots, you guys can see I push it to the right or to the left. That's something I can't do anymore. I have to get used to pushing it down and actually hitting those fadeaways. But honestly, it's looking pretty nice and pretty easy to green. Another place where this actually matters is when you're taking layups. If you guys can look right here, if I were to take, I took a dunk. If you were to go ahead and take a layup, you guys can try for yourself, come down, and to take a layup, you guys can see it is wide right here when I'm pushing the right stick to the right. And if I am to come in and push it to the left, it is wide left. So yes, it works the exact same way. Now, Mike Wang did say that this is something you can take off if you don't want your layups to be, timed like this. Like if you don't want to start it with the right and then swing it back over to the middle, it's just not something that you think you can get used to or really want to get used to. You can turn it off and that's something you can do, but it is a way to make the game a little bit more skilled towards yourself, because you can take some really hard, high difficulty layups and then last minute swing it over and get those nice greens. It could be fun. It could be a nice little way to kind of throw your opponent off guard, if we're being honest. But that's just my personal opinion. And I wanted to ask you guys what your opinion on this new shot meter was, because if I'm being honest, I actually hated this new right stick thing as soon as I started trying it and actually using it. But now that I've been using it for the past hour and I've been kind of trying to experiment with it, get it down, and really just make it work, it's kind of been growing on me, and it's been something that I definitely think I'm going to try to use. Now, I will say that I do think shooting needs a bit of a patch. If we're being honest, look, I'm greening I'm pressing the stick down in the exact same way that I am off these catch and shoot shots, and for some reason they're not greens, but then as soon as I go to some off dribbles, they're slightly earlies or greens that go in every single time. So that might be something that they've flipped backwards, that off dribbles are better shots than just straight up catch and shoots. So 2K, if that's the case, please fix that. That's definitely something that's tough. But again, let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Again, I think I'm actually a pretty big fan of it, but I know there are already going to be some people who definitely don't like it and aren't a fan. So let me know which side of that you guys are on. Like if you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys tell me if I did a good job explaining all of this sort of stuff, trying to do my best, zoom in on a few things so you guys can actually see the meter and give you guys some, graphics, I guess, to help out a little bit with that one of the meter. Let me know if you guys are getting it down, if you guys are still struggling with it a little bit, and maybe I could throw up a stream and we can practice live if you guys think that's a good idea. Again, comment down below what you guys think of this new meter. Subscribe if you guys are new. We are on that road to 7.1K, and expect some build videos coming soon. So comment down below which ones you guys want to see moving forward. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see y'all in the next video.